meeting of our association, and he later served as a representative to the PGA of America. He traveled nationally to help apply his skills to improving golf venues and course conditions for players of all abilities all over the United States. And since its debut in 1936, Bethpage Black and the other great courses on this property have been appropriately called the People's Country Club. Its popularity with the golfing public has been overwhelming due to its conditioning, its history, and certainly its natural beauty. The PGA of America has another tie-in with Bethpage Black, as many of the state's premier PGA club professionals have contested for titles here for many, many years. As most of you have guessed by now, it's certainly not a secret, the PGA of America is here today to make a very special announcement. And we're able to be here today really because of an unprecedented partnership between the PGA of America and New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. So along with Governor Cuomo, it's my pleasure to let you know that the 101st PGA Championship will be played here at the Bethpage Black course in 2019. And you can see, ladies and gentlemen, here on my left, down at the end of the table, that is the prize that the world's greatest golfers will compete for in 19. It's the largest major championship trophy in all of golf. It's the Wanamaker Trophy. For nearly a century, the PGA Championship has had a storied history of champions, all who won prestigious venues. The names go on and on, from Hagen to Sarazen, from Hogan to Snead, and certainly from Woods to our latest champion at Oak Hill, Jason Duffner. It's the season's final major, and it's the only professional, all-professional field in all of golf. But more important than that, it's the toughest field among the four majors. And we take great pride in that, and it has produced many dramatic finishes, as you have seen in major championship golf over the past few years. And I've got some more good news to share with you. And again, thanks to the support of Governor Cuomo, I'm happy to let you know that golf's greatest team event, the Super Bowl of golf, the 45th Ryder Cup, will also be conducted here at Bethpage Black in 2024. You know, fans and players worldwide have embraced the Ryder Cup for its competitive spirit and its exciting format, and it's certainly become not just, as I said, the Super Bowl of golf, but I think it's one of the most exciting sporting events in all of sports. And this little trophy down here, the gold one, is the one that players have been competing for since 1927, and it's brought the best and the worst out in players under certain circumstances on the golf course. And you know, the Ryder Cup continues to evolve as the most unique and captivating event in all of golf. And you know, I wanted to share a story with you today that I thought was really interesting. I remember being on the 18th hole at Celtic Manor in Wales during a Thursday morning practice round at the 2010 Ryder Cup, and totally unsolicited, Phil Mickelson looks at me and he says, "Why has the PGA of America never played a Ryder Cup in New York City?" And his playing partner that day was Ricky Fowler, and Ricky chimed in and he said, "Can you imagine what a great home field advantage and how intimidating a Bethpage Black Ryder Cup would be? This venue, this course, this city is going to take the Ryder Cup to a place that it has never been before." And it's so important that Governor Cuomo could be with us here today. We scheduled this announcement around his availability. This is a huge week in golf. On Thursday, the 40th edition of the PGA Cup matches, which is the Ryder Cup for club professionals, starts at Slaley Hall in England. Pete Bavacqua and I delayed our trip to England by 3 days to be here today. It's also the week of the Tour Championship, and it's a big one for the PGA Tour. And I spoke with Commissioner Fincham 2 weeks ago, and as a kid, ironically, he grew up playing at Bethpage, and I know he looks forward to sharing his excitement and support of this announcement tomorrow when he conducts his press conference at the Tour Championship in Atlanta. So finally, again, I want to say thanks to Governor Cuomo and the Bethpage State and Parks Department for your support. Now I'd like to turn it over to our Chief Executive Officer, Pete Bavacqua.
No. Well, thank you, Ted. And for me, as a native New Yorker, someone who grew up in Westchester County and who literally has played this golf course, all of these courses, but particularly the black course, well over 100 times, this is a special day for me and really a dream come true. And as Ted mentioned, New York does hold a special place in the heart of the PGA of America. We were founded in New York City in 1916. We had the first PGA Championship in Westchester County at Simonoi, and in many ways bringing the PGA Championship back here in 2019 and the Ryder Cup in 2024 will be coming back to home, so it makes it equally exciting. And also, as Ted mentioned, we're coming off really what was a phenomenal PGA Championship at Oak Hill. It was the 12th time New York State has hosted a PGA Championship. And really thinking back and looking at Oak Hill, the support we received from Governor Cuomo and his office, in particular Larry Schwartz, that did not go unnoticed at the PGA of America. It was just really rolling out the red carpet and an understanding of what goes into hosting a major championship. It was an amazing experience, and it was really the first time we adopted a Taste of New York tent on site at Oak Hill, which turned out to be one of the most popular sites during the PGA Championship, where New York State featured all of the great homegrown products that they have from around the state. And the governor and his team and his office, they understand the power of golf in the state of New York. It's roughly a $2 billion economic impact to the state of New York, roughly $1.6 billion of wages. It employs over 56,000 people. That is truly meaningful. And when you think about us in Oak Hill a few months ago for the PGA Championship, we'll be back in 2016 across the bridge, but in the major metropolitan New York at Baltusrol. We're opening up a PGA of America office in New York and sharing space with Charlie Robson in the Mets section. And then if you look forward to being back here in 2019 for the PGA Championship, and then of course 2024 for the Ryder Cup, you can start to envision this decade-long plus presence of major championship golf in the state of New York, a true PGA of America presence in the state of New York, and we're tremendously excited about that. And to be able to bring two of the most popular events in golf, two of the most exciting events in sports, the PGA Championship and the Ryder Cup, to Bethpage State Park, it's amazing to think about that. And Ted had mentioned it, but coming off a great championship where Jason Duffner won, we had 99 of the top 100 players in the world in the PGA Championship as that year's final major. And then, of course, the Ryder Cup, which in many ways transcends the game of golf. There's a nationalism, there's a patriotism, there's an excitement that really is only felt in a handful of sporting events. And to marry that, to combine the energy of the Ryder Cup with the energy of Bethpage State Park and the state of New York and the New York sports fans is really exciting to think about. And I also wanted to acknowledge two people that work for New York State, Chris Pushkarsh, who has been unbelievably helpful in us bringing this together so quickly, and then a person that is really just has done more for the state of New York in terms of golf and Bethpage State Park than anybody I can think of, Dave Catalano, who really is, in my opinion, a legend for New York State golf and maybe more importantly, a true friend of mine and of the PGA of America. And it's just going to be great to... It's going to be great to experience these two wonderful events with Dave Catalano at our side. So with that, I of course wanted to thank the governor again. We could never appropriately thank Governor Cuomo and introduce Senator Skelos.
Thank you very much, Peter, and to Ted and Peter, thank you. It was great seeing you up at Oak Hill. We saw what a wonderful job the PGA does, and we saw some great golf. So we welcome you to Long Island. I know that Peter's from Westchester, but I asked him before, are you going to visit anywhere on Long Island? He says, well, I think I'm going to go visit my mother-in-law. And I said, well, you better. If you're here from Washington, you better go visit your mother-in-law. But this is an exciting day for all of us who live on Long Island, live here in New York State, and we want to thank the governor for making this day possible. I'm one of those guys that play at golf, don't totally understand golf. It gets into my head once in a while. Not that the governor ever gets into my head once in a while, but it's a great, great sport. And what's important about Bethpage Black, as has been mentioned, this truly is the people's course. 2002, I had the opportunity to marshal Tiger Woods and Sergio Garcia on the last round. And when I was coming up the 18th, believe me, I said, thank God. Now, Governor, in 2024, hopefully I'll be alive, but I don't know if I'll be able to marshal that time. But it is something that's so exciting that the PGA has made this decision. And this would not have happened without the governor's support. I don't think the governor really plays golf. We're going to get him off his motorcycle one day, Larry, and we're going to get him out there on the golf course. But the governor has been focused on New York State, the great place that it is. You know, sometimes we get these knocks, but people don't understand the beautiful natural resources that we have throughout the state, especially our state facilities. This truly is the people's course, and the governor, as he says, works for the people, and he's managed now, with the support of Larry, to bring the PGA here and the Ryder Cup, and for that we say thank you very much, Governor.
Thank you. Thank you. Boy, it doesn't get any more exciting than this. Good news is 2019 is the championship. I still have time to make it. I'm going to start practicing right away. It's my short game that's my problem. First is Senator Skelos, who's my partner in state government and has done a fantastic job. An effort like this really shows the difference that good government can make. This doesn't just happen. It happens because, as you heard from President Bishop, there's a partnership that works. It's the New York State government working with the PGA of America to come up with a really exciting plan for the PGA of America for golf, but also for the state of New York. So to Senator Skelos, I want to thank him very much for his leadership and his participation to make today possible. Commissioner Rose Harvey, who runs this park and all the parks across the state and has been doing an excellent job. I want to thank her for making today possible. To Mr. Bishop and Mr. Bevacqua from the PGA of America, they have managed the sport with professionalism and with integrity. I think they've done an extraordinary job, and I can tell you from our dealings with them in the state of New York, they are a top-flight organization, and it's our pleasure to partner with them. I also want to thank the other elected officials who are here today. From Albany, Assemblyman Charles Levine and Senator Charles Fuschillo, who are both here, and our county executives. This is going to be a Long Island regional event. This has a major impact in the counties of Nassau and Suffolk, which comprise Long Island. So having County Executive Mangano and County Executive Ballone is very important as part of this partnership. And they are committed to making sure these two events go off better than any two events have ever happened on Long Island. So I want to thank the county executives. And on my team, Larry Schwartz, who's the secretary to the governor, who's the top official on the state side, on the executive side. I've heard about the obsession with golf, but I saw the way Larry pursued making this happen. So he really carried the golf ball for us on this one. And I want to thank Larry Schwartz. It's all been said, this is exciting. New York State loves golf. We have a great history when it comes to golf. PGA of America started here in New York, 1916. Rodman Wanamaker called people together to discuss forming an organization to actually advance professional golfers. That became the PGA of America. We had the first championship here in Bronxville. So we have a great history when it comes to golf. 1.5 million New Yorkers say they are regular golfers. 1,000 golf courses across the state of New York. 1,000 golf courses. So for those obsessive golfers, we have plenty of golf courses for you to work your way across the entire state. It's our pleasure to be part of this. It is also big business for the state of New York. As you heard, we had the championship at Oak Hill. 200,000 visitors came to Rochester, the Rochester area, $75 million in economic impact. So it is a significant boost to the entire region, and we expect an even greater economic boost from the championship and the Ryder Cup here on Long Island with proximity to New York City, et cetera. So we are so excited about this. And the cherry on the cake is that it's Bethpage, as you've heard, and that Bethpage is a public course, as they refer to it as the People's Country Club, that this magnificent facility, one of the best courses in the country, is also a public course, speaks volumes. And I applaud the PGA of America for making that point, the accessibility, that this is a course that's open to the public and is going to be the home to the most outstanding events. It couldn't be a better day. Again, I want to applaud all of those who worked very long and hard to make this happen. And it's my pleasure, on behalf of the state of New York, to welcome the PGA of America to New York once again, and this time in a more profound way than ever before. Thank you.
Well, Governor, we thank you, and just one final show of support from the PGA of America to you and the state of New York. We'd like to present you with the first official shirt and hat of all these great PGA activities that are going to take place here in New York.
Thank you. Very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Congratulations. Well done. You need to do it.
Thank you. We're working on the handicap.